Yo, what's going on, everybody? So I usually do my Spiral Abyss runs later, so that's why this video took so long to come out. But for those of you guys who haven't figured it out, Jean is absolutely busted in Spiral Abyss right now. Her kit is extremely valuable in any Spiral Abyss so far that I've seen, just because you get all the heals and the Gale Blade tossing people around. And honestly, she's just an overall really good character for Abyss in general. But this time, floors 9 through 12 all have really great opportunities for her to come in and roll the competition with fall damage. So if we look right here, you can see floor 9, and we're going to go ahead and look through all the enemies. You can see that there's not actually a ton of humanoid characters on floor 9. Floor 9 you can do easily without Jean, but I still think she's really valuable here because she has stun lock, and that's really helpful against like the Electro Fatui if you don't want them to be able to get their shield up. So if you have like a physical build or something of that sort, you should be able to stop him from shielding up with Electro, which is something that I always like to do. Same with all of the Fatui agents really. If you can get to them and chain stun them, they can't really do anything, and that's super valuable on floor 9. But floor 10 is where Jean really starts to shine because the enemies get a little bit tougher. They're only level 80 and you can outscale them easily, but you do start seeing Fatui Sison Mage. You do start seeing those mages on the second half, and that's going to be super great for her because right now it seems like there's a kind of a bug where you can slam them into the ground infinitely. So those of you who know about the double fall damage trick, all you're going to do is pick them up with Gale Blade and raise your mouse and lower your mouse as fast as you can. I'm not sure if it's going to work on console or mobile, but you sure can give it a try. You can slam them like almost 5 times before the Gale Blade goes off, and it's really strong right now. So you should definitely take advantage of that and start slamming things into the ground. Same applies to the Cryo Abyss Mage. Those things are super easy to slam into the ground. Granted, you can't chain them as much as the Fatui mages, but you can still do that with fall damage or the double fall damage trick. So she's really valuable on floor 10-1, and she's also valuable on floor 10-3 if you put her on the first half because you have 2 humanoid enemies that you can lift and slam into the ground with Fatui Cryo Sison Mage and a Fatui Pyro Agent. These two are going to be super easy to take out under the 7-minute timer you have for 3 stars if you just pick them up, throw them up in the air, and slam them back down into the ground for the fall damage. It really just does so much of their health. It's almost like you don't even need any other characters during those fights because you can literally just fall damage them to death, and most cases you can do it in under 30 seconds. Floor 11 obviously gets a little bit harder because the enemies start scaling up levels. You're going to see some level 90s here, and with higher levels comes higher base HP. But for those of you guys who do know how fall damage works, it does scale off of maximum HP, which means that they're going to take extra damage from the fall proportionate to how much HP they actually have. Because of this, if you use Jean on floor 11 chamber 2, you're going to do a ton of work on all of the humanoid characters. Not to mention, this is the ley line floor, and you'll see in this clip, I stopped them from touching the ley line pretty well. Obviously, they're going to get a couple hits in, but most of the hits are mitigated with that, and on my first run, before this went ahead and reset, I was able to clear this without them taking any damage to the ley line at all, just because you can pull them in with Gale Blade and stop them from touching it, commit fall damage, etc. And yes, I said commit fall damage because it is absolutely a crime what you're able to do to these enemies. If you hate Fatui skirmishers, I kind of hate them too, but you're able to stun them before they can go ahead and get into their shields, like I said. So if you want to run on the first half of floor 11 chamber 3, you can. I do think she's significantly more effective on the second half because you're able to just pick up enemies, fall damage them. The Fatui Pyro Agent, the Fatui Electro Sison Mage are not going to be able to do a single thing. At twitch.tv/Braxophone, I like to talk about on stream how Ganyu kind of trivializes all the content in the game, and I really think that Jean can do some of the same stuff just with fall damage in this Abyss specifically because there's such an emphasis on the humanoid characters that you're able to just punch them around and get so many free stars. Okay, now I know what you're wondering. How does she square up in floor 12? And let me tell you how she squares up in floor 12. I can tell you I only have 2 units that are built extremely well, and that's Ganyu and Jean, and the reason for that is mostly because of resources and making guides and things like that. But even with just these 2 units built, I was able to 3-star floor 12 chamber 1 and floor 12 chamber 2. The only chamber I wasn't able to 3-star is floor 12 chamber 3, and I will go back and 3-star that later when I have a better first team. But essentially, once you get past the rock shield wall meter churls, you can go ahead and just insta-kill that Fatui Pyro Agent because he's gonna take so much fall damage from being level 100. These guys die so quick, relatively the same speed as everyone else, but because he's level 100, you'd expect him to die slower, and he just doesn't. He just goes straight down after you do the double fall damage trick on him, etc., and he just dies super quick. So if you can handle the rock shield wall meter churls on floor 12 chamber 3, it is going to be a piece of cake after after that. Now the first half of Floor 12 Chamber 3 is actually viable with Jean as well. Specifically, once you get past the Shield Wall Meter Turtles, again, you're able to kill that Electro System Mage really fast, and you're able to kill the other 2 humanoids that spawn because, again, fall damage is broken. You guys sensing a pattern here? Fall damage is absolutely broken, and Jean can abuse it in Spiral Abyss, and it's super effective right now. Like, if this was a Pokemon battle, these guys are Swampert, and you're using a Grass-type move. You're getting double super effective hits because you're getting double fall damage. These guys are dying so quick. Okay, but in my excitement, I skipped over Floor 12 Chamber 1. Floor 12 Chamber 1 is probably the only one that's a little bit tougher on Jean. Her value mostly comes from the first half, where she's able to pick up all the Hilichurl guards that are standing around. You can pick them all up, and sometimes the fall damage kind of glitches out based on how many enemies you pick up, but she is kind of helpful there. Most of her value is going to come from Floor 12, Chamber 2, and 3, though. And Chamber 2 is going to have a bunch of treasure hoarders on the first half. Obviously, she's super effective there, but on the second half, there's a level 98 Fatui Pyro agent, and she's going to do tons of work there. Ultimately, she's just such a strong unit, and everyone's always said that Jean was kind of underwhelming. Unless you follow this channel, then you know her true power, right? But being able to force choke everyone in Spiral Abyss to get 3 stars out of every floor on the second half is really, really busted. I suggest if you guys are Jean players, or if you have Jean and haven't built her, make sure to go ahead and build her up so you can do fall damage and things like that. One thing you do have to make sure of, though, before you go in here is that you are within 20 levels of the enemies you're facing. So ultimately, it'd be a good idea to get Jean to level 80 just so you can actually pick enemies up, because there is that threshold of 20 levels. I know that is a ton of resources, but if you're looking for speed on Spiral Abyss, if speed is something you're lacking, or if you're having trouble killing any of these humanoid characters, just level up Jean. It is so worth it for the speed you get. Once you get her to 80, she will be within that 20 level threshold. Once she's at 80, she's at 80. Then you don't have to worry about any level discrepancies for lifting at all, just pure gameplay and destruction. I should mention there's not really technically a best build for Jean fall damage, because fall damage just scales off of enemies' max HP, but if you want to get the most out of it, probably build Viridescent Veteran, at least 2 pieces of it, so you can get extra damage on your Gale Blade. Other than that, though, your stats don't really matter at all. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys. I just wanted to put out this quick public service announcement because Jean is amazing in Abyss, and you should absolutely use her if you have the opportunity to. If you're new and like Genshin Impact content, or if you like this video, make sure to leave a rating down below or subscribe to my channel for more stuff. And I'm going to do a little bit of self-promotion here. I am streaming regularly on Twitch at twitch.tv/Fraxophone. There's a stream schedule up in my Discord, which is in the description, or on the YouTube community page. So if you're interested in coming and watching live gameplay where we do Spiral Abyss and events and things like that, make sure to go follow there as well. And yeah, that's all I got for you. You guys have a wonderful day.